Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a while since I've posted anything on my YouTube channel. I hope you all are doing well. It's snowing today, so I figured I'd record, which I think I should have recorded in the morning because you're gonna hear like people honking and probably the trucks plowing. They've been saying that there was gonna be a storm coming. And finally it hit, I guess. So as some of you may or may not know, for those who have been following me, know that I was diagnosed with cancer in around September 2020. I wish I would have documented, you know, a lot more, like fertility treatments, along with chemo, and you know, I didn't, but it is what it is. So what's been going on? Well, first and foremost, I got my degree. I got my associates. I believe it was sometime in November or something like that of this year, October. I can't really remember, but regardless, I did it. I finished school. I decided I'm gonna take a break this semester. I was supposed to start on the 28th, which was yesterday, but I decided not to because I am going to be starting a new job. Thank God. I'm gonna be working again. So I just felt like it's just gonna be too much. Gambit, shh, stop it. That's my puppy, by the way. He's crazy. He'll be 8 months in February, I believe. Yeah, 8 months. So yeah, we decided to get a puppy, which is crazy because when the lockdown happened, Josh and I were just talking, like, you know, it was either getting a puppy, and we ended up getting a puppy, but that was last year in June. So yeah, it's been crazy. I've had a cat before, so having a dog is completely different. Obviously there's a lot more responsibilities, but it's okay. Nothing that we can't handle. Let's see. He is a American Staffordshire, 100%. A lot of people think he's a pit bull and they get scared, but he is the sweetest pup with a lot of energy and very lovable. There's a misconception of, like, you know, with pit bulls and stuff like that. But anyways, I'm going off topic. My hair has grown a lot. It is curly. I took a shower, obviously. My hair is wet. I washed it today. I haven't been putting any treatments in my hair. I've just stayed away from like flat ironing it and stuff like that. So I'll like put a little bit of product and I'll just let it dry. I couldn't find my diffuser, like my the piece that attaches to the blow dryer, so whatever. I don't know where I put it. I hope I didn't throw it out. Anyways, so yeah, it has grown a lot. I have not cut it. I know that I was doing that initially. I was cutting my hair. I keep looking at the damn screen instead of the lens. So if I'm looking like somewhere else, it's because I'm looking at the lens. Anyways, this side is shorter than this side. So this is my left, this is my right. It's a little frustrating, but it is what it is. So yeah, I start this new job in February around the 14th. I'm pretty excited. I feel like, I don't know, God, the universe works in such mysterious ways sometimes, and it's incredible. I'm just very grateful that I was able to be hired for the position I'm going to be hired for, and I'll be working for a hospital, so it's pretty cool. Um, let's see. PT is still going on. I believe I have 3 more sessions. I went, I think it was like the day before yesterday, and it kicked my butt. They added new new exercises, so that's exciting. Gosh, why am I always choking on water? Am I the only one that does that? Excuse me. I woke up early today, but I've been feeling like crap. So anyways, I had previously recorded, but it just, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. I think that's part of the reason why I haven't recorded, is because I've been in such a funk sometimes. But, you know, when I get the energy to record, I'll either record something and post it on my Instagram, on my story. That's where I mainly spend my time on. And I've also tried to, like, I don't know, I haven't been posting a lot on Instagram either. I feel like sometimes you just need a break from social media, just to focus on your mental health. So I've been like cleaning my place and organizing and putting clothes away and putting clothes aside that don't fit me anymore or I just don't wear. I'm just gonna send it over to my mom so that she can send it to Guatemala for the people that need it the most. See, you could probably hear them plowing outside. So last year, around September all the way up to October, like ending of September, ending of October, I had my period for an entire month. It was insane. I bled so much and I had to change my pad every hour. Like it was insane how much blood I lost that month. I remember I was just feeling like tired and fatigued a lot. I ended up getting a cold in November and I ended up getting my period as well in November till December for about 3.5 weeks. But the bleeding wasn't so much as it was in September of last year. My breathing was off and I thought it had something to do with my heart. I thought I was catching a heart attack. I couldn't explain it. It just felt weird and off and I didn't have no energy whatsoever. So I immediately emailed my oncologist, which is amazing because he's been there for me from the start. And I explained to him my symptoms and I told him that I had a cold. I had told him that I went to the ER as well and nothing was done. They couldn't find Jack. And so I was upset because I'm like, geez, I know that there's still COVID, but why aren't they doing what they're supposed to do in the ER? Again, a lot of the hospitals, are short-staffed, so I get it. I get that there's a lot of stress, but still it just makes you wonder like how people just turn you away. And so, you know, he advised me that it was probably a viral infection that I had and that my body was simply fighting it off and that could be it. But if symptoms were to persist or get worse, to call the office immediately and let him know. So I said okay. I let it be. I went to the urgent care. I didn't have COVID. It was just a cold. I did have like sinus and congestion all over here, so they prescribed to me medication for that and the nasal spray, which works wonders, let me tell you. Before, I tell you, like when I used to get sick, I would just take over-the-counter medicine and it would last like 2 weeks. this time around, I stuck to my guns and I did the whole tea thing. I had ginger, lemon, honey, and this was like, as soon as I finished the cup of tea, I would refill again. I don't know how many times a day I did it, but for that entire week, I kept it like that. Just fluids, room temperature water, soups, warm things to help me just get rid of that. The nasal spray worked wonders. It really cleared it up. But it to the point where like I couldn't smell. Like I was just like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? Like I can't smell. But it is what it is. So I got better, and then November and December came. That's when I was sick. Ugh, these damn cars. And I ended up going to Cancun for my birthday. So I think I left like the 12th or something like that. I believe. I was only there for like 4 days, I think. But on the plane ride, I started feeling that weird feeling where I felt like my heart was palpitating really hard. And it was like, it was just, I don't know how to explain it. It was just like pop, pop, like really hard, like pulsing. I don't know. And I was like, what the fuck? Like I was freaking out in my head, and I'm like telling Josh, like, I don't feel good. Like I feel weird. My breathing is off again. I just feel strange, like I'm gasping for air, and I would do it in my sleep as well. And I'm like, oh my god, like what the hell's going on? So I'm in Cancun, you know, having a blast, and this is happening, and I'm just like, okay, like you need to chill out, Magda. Like, just breathe. Maybe it's the freaking oxygen in Mexico. Maybe, I don't know. Like my brain was just trying to come up with like stuff to like figure out what the fuck was going on with me. And so you know, I let it be, and then I think like on the 3rd day I was just like, okay, this is not normal. I shouldn't be breathing like this, and I shouldn't be feeling that like this either. So I again reached out to my oncologist, and he was like, okay, we're gonna have to schedule you in. And so they did. You know, I left Cancun. Thank God Josh and I didn't catch COVID. We were very, very, very safe, to say the least. And once I landed, I believe I like quarantined for like a couple days. Not like because I had COVID, but just in case, you know, you never know. And ended up seeing my oncologist, and they did the echo. The echo was fine. There was nothing wrong with my heart, thank God. Because you guys do know that this medication that they gave me for chemo does affect the heart. So that's one of the things that they always look for whenever I go and get my scans done. Then I think they did a chest x-ray just to make sure that there was no fluid in my lungs, which there weren't, and that's a good sign. But then they did blood work, and it so happened to be that my hemoglobin was low. Now prior to that, I ended up going to the doctors, to my PCP in November, and they did blood work, but nothing came out of the normal. And prior to that, I had gone to the GYN, you know, to get a Pap Smear, a yearly Pap Smear, and it came back abnormal. And my estrogen level were high. It was just a lot going on. So my Pap Smear came back abnormal. I had to get a procedure called DNC, which I will talk about after I finish talking about my hemoglobin problem. I'm sorry guys, my dog is like chewing on tissue. I don't know where he got. Stop it. Okay. And then the PCP that was there, you know, started telling me not the PCP, the nurse practitioner that works with my oncologist, was talking to me, and we were going over my symptoms, and I was telling her everything prior to, you know, getting my period, that my Pap Smear came back abnormal, and just giving her the rundown of what was happening. And then that I visited my PCP, my blood work was fine. I went to the ER and they couldn't find anything. And then obviously, you know, she was just like, oh, it could be related to your cancer, but then again, you're not receiving chemo. And I'm just like, is what related to my cancer? Like, I'm confused. I know I'm in remission, so how do you know if I have cancer or not? Like, you know, how do you know if it came back? And I started freaking out, and luckily my oncologist came back in, and he's just like, it's not your cancer, it's the fact that your hemoglobin is low, so you're slightly anemic, and that's why you've been experiencing like the fatigue and like the breathing. And I'm just like, holy shit, I did not know that anemia can do this to you. Anemia? Yes, anemia. It's just like, it's so strange. And they were like, oh, don't worry about it, you know, make sure that you schedule a follow-up with your GYN, just to discuss what's going on with you, and so that way we can all be informed about, you know, whatever they find in your next visit with your GYN. See if there's any changes in your situation. And then they scheduled me for an IV infusion for iron. So they scheduled me that. I think it was like 2 sessions. When I arrived to the infusion center about a week later, you know, there's signs that you have to be aware of when you're getting the infusion. It could make you like swollen, it could make you nauseous, it could make you dizzy, like so many things. And so they monitored me for like about 30 minutes, which was fine, but I did notice that I got really exhausted when I got home. Like, it just made me super tired. So I just like rested. The next infusion, it was the same thing, but I felt like crap. I felt so nauseous, and I slept. And it's just like, it's crazy how all this shit can make you feel, and it really like just messes with you, your well-being. But at the same time, it's supposed to help you. They didn't recommend that I take iron vitamins because it can make you constipated. So I mean, you can always find it in your food, right? But I guess like because I lost so much blood, they just wanted me to like get the infusion through IV. Let's see what else. I've just been feeling like crap today. I have such a headache. So going back to that DNC procedure that I got, the reason why I got it was because excuse me, when I went to my GYN, they found that there was like blood in my uterus lining. Usually when you get your period, you're supposed to shed that blood. And then I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. And it could be a lot of reasons. It could be the fact that I had that fertility treatment and I had to do all those injections, or it could be part of the chemo, the effects after chemo. Obviously, it makes you not get your period. I did have to take that injection, Lupron, which shut down my reproductive system to kind of like protect it while I was doing chemo. But they're just not understanding why I'm not like shedding that blood, like why it's not like going away, it's just staying there. So I have like a thick uterus lining now because of that. So that DNC procedure sucked. It's the worst thing ever. From what I was reading when I was doing my research, they do sedate you for the procedure, but a lot of the times it's women that like either when they give miscarriage, like when they have a miscarriage, you guys know what I'm saying, miscarriage. I don't know why I'm saying it like if it were 2 different words, or like if they're having an abortion, and obviously other reasons like mine, and I forgot what the other one was. So we did that procedure. It's not fun. Not fun at all to go through those things. And then when I got my results and they did the Pap smear again, it came back normal, which was great. You know, there's no cancerous cells. I'm happy about that. And you know, that's when they told me that my estrogen levels were like really high. They couldn't explain to me why, but again, it could be the reason why that I had all this crap happen to me. So my body is like trying to normalize itself. So I ended up switching GYNs because I just felt like they were inadequate. The staff sucked, and I just wanted to go somewhere else where I could be treated, but as well, but you know, have my oncologist, my PCP, and my any other doctors that are involved in my life right now, to just really have that information passed down to them. So I did schedule the appointments, and I did another Pap smear, and some blood work done. Everything came back good. No, my Pap smear was normal. And then I think they did the ultrasound. They did the same testing that they did before, just to make sure that, you know, everything was okay. When I did the ultrasound, they couldn't really see anything. They only saw that there was a cyst on my right ovary and that my left ovary was really small, like smaller than my right. So that was worrisome because I'm like, why is this happening to me? And it's because of the chemo. I'm pretty sure it is. So I know that they had scheduled me, you know, to do another test, so that they can figure out what's going on, because they couldn't really see anything from the sonogram. Sunday. It's not Sunday yet. So they scheduled me to do it was a ultrasound, but it was a sonosaline infusion. So it's called a sonohysterogram. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. So I'm going to briefly explain what it is. I don't know how many people have gotten that done before, but it's just basically a procedure to look at the inside of the uterus. Like I stated before, my uterus lining was thick. There was blood before, and that's why that procedure, the DNC, was done, to kind of remove that. But again, my body's not doing that, and so therefore my uterus lining is thick. They say it's safe and painless. It is safe. Obviously, everything was sterilized. Everything was it was clean, but that shit hurt like hell. And I can tolerate pain, but not when it comes to things like that. It's just horrific. It's horrible, and it just sucks that that had to happen. You know, it like I came back home. I left the place yesterday. You know, they told me that they did see that my uterus lining was thick, and usually, you know, that's where the babies will grow, in your uterus. But obviously, if your uterus lining is too thick, then you can't have children. It's gonna be a lot harder. Not that you can't, but it's gonna be a lot harder to have children, because you're supposed to release that once you get your menstrual cycle. It hurt a lot, and just listening to everything that they were telling me, that I have to like be on this medication for 10 days. I mean, I know it's 10 days to sort of kind of induce my bleeding, so induce my period to come down. So hopefully fix that issue that is happening, and have my uterus lining just go as it's supposed to do what it's supposed to do when I get my period. So normally what that procedure that was done, they usually look for like abnormal cells, like cancer or some other thing. But you know, you're supposed to shed your uterus lining and it's not doing that. So it's a little frustrating now, because Josh and I have been trying to have a child since last year, since I was, you know, in remission. And it's hard because I'm scared. You know, I know that I've said in my past videos, like, you know, fear is all here, but it's different. It hits different when you're trying to have a child, like when you're trying to get pregnant. And I'm 30 now, and it's like, I don't know, it's just scary. Like, you know, I did my fertility treatments